NBA welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
We've already got quite a series on our hands, folks, and this is only the first round. Game 6 in the West. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. And on the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll see Seattle facing the Oklahoma City Thunder. Look at Oklahoma City. It's a win or stay home as they look to keep their raucous crowd to help propel them to a final Game 7 on enemy ground.
A must-win game for them, no doubt. But playing in front of that home crowd, they have every bit of confidence that they can win this game and shift some of the pressure if they can force a Game 7.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. On the court for Seattle, Payton is out there with Norman Powell. And there's Davis. Then there's Anderson. And it's Bridges in at the 4 spot. And it's Adams on the follow.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Billy Donovan and I got a chance to talk for a little bit. I asked him if he thinks they can muster the energy and effort it takes to win 2 straight elimination games. He said, absolutely. But we're not going to think about 2 games at once. We can't think about Game 7. We have to focus on tonight only. Well, that's a true coach, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, David. 5 on the clock. Here's George. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. George has got his first 2 points. Payton kicks to Powell. Anderson outside. That's tipped. Back to Davis. Another shot. Good. He hits the jump shot. Davis has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
And that had to be a defensive mix-up. They know he can hit from that spot.
Yeah, a big miscommunication early. They allow his first point of the day.
Now, here's Westbrook. But they recover it. And Adams kicks to Holmes. Back to Adams. Oklahoma City moving it around. They get the rebound. And at last, they get one to fall.
Just an innate ability to rebound the basketball and then make the defense pay.
When he gets a few of those early, look out. It gets his blood pumping, and suddenly there's nobody who can hold him.
Now here's Payton. Pass to Davis. And Davis throws it down.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Holmes, that's a screen. Westbrook against Payton, and a missed layup.
There does come a time when you haven't made anything all quarter long. Pass the rock.
Back to Davis. Payton dishes to Davis. Tries again. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. They won in their last outing, Saturday's game.
And boy, did that game nearly get away from them, but they were a little bit fortunate to have survived at the end of regulation.
They were extremely lucky. I think they took their opponent for granted a little, and it nearly cost them.
Seattle with the ball. Pass to Bridges. Out left to the wing. Payton kicks to Anderson. Bridges passes to Powell. George against Bridges. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Here's Westbrook. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Oklahoma City shooting their first free throw of the game right now. And the technical free throw, missing that time. They'll retain possession here, however. Holmes kicks to George. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Seattle with the ball. Payton kicks to Anderson. Pass to Davis. Payton outside. Got a piece of it. It's Powell on the wing. 6 to shoot. The pass to Bridges. Got a hand on it. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City to stop the drought. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the foul against Seattle. The Thunder shooting their second and third free throws tonight. And he makes the first but misses the second. And it's Seattle with the ball. Payton outside. Back to Davis. The dish to Anderson. Here's Bridges. Guarded by Holmes. Davis kicks to Anderson. Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, the defender all over.
It's his first trip to the line. And the first one at the line is good. And both free throws good for Anderson. Thunder trailing by 3. Here's Roberson. Here's Westbrook. No good off the front iron.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Anderson kicks to Davis. Over Westbrook. Davis with the bucket. Davis has got 8 points.
You like the aggressiveness, pushing all the right buttons. He has this team rolling.
Westbrook drives in, and he comes up with the deuce.
And Westbrook is a terror from the mid-range. Terrific at sticking it to the defense from that spot on the floor.
Here's Bridges, guarded by Holmes. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. George has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Whether it's scoring, passing, or just acting as a decoy, his value to this team cannot be understated.
Davis kicks to Anderson. Back to Davis. No one near him. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. He's got 10.
See, this is how you dictate the flow of the game. He's been lit this quarter.
Westbrook kicks to Holmes. Oklahoma City moving it around. Holmes, that's a screen. Here's George. Goes back up. Payton with some nice D.
His lack of consistency with his shot tonight has held him back.
Powell, the pass to Bridges. Outside, Davis. Davis with a screen on Westbrook. Here's Payton. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Especially at that kind of height disadvantage. You're looking to score the ball or at least draw the foul.
It's rebounded by Payton.
And fought hard to make his way to the rim, but give the D credit, did just enough to force him to clank that one.
Now here's Westbrook. Looking for Adams. He gets it there. Off target on the alley-oop layup. Davis with it. Payton outside. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. A different look for Oklahoma City. Then McLemore comes in for Roberson. And it's Mason in for Russell Westbrook. And then for Seattle. Anabogu's checked in for Deontay Davis. Giles comes in for Bridges. And it's Richardson in for Norman Powell. Adams. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And this is a guy that can get you stops. Aggressive on the defensive end.
Also doing a good job of tracking the ball, contesting the mid-range jumper as well.
Here's Giles. Shoots over Holmes. Pass to Anabogu. Payton up top, guarded by Mason. Down low, out to Payton. Anderson the screen. Payton outside. Clock at 6. Seattle needs to get off a shot. Goes back up. And that one comes up a bit short.
And that's a surprise. He's usually deadly from mid-range.
A nice shot by George. Seattle leading by 3. Kicks to Richardson. Dishes to Anderson. Now here's Richardson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. It's tipped.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And McLemore kicks to George. No good that time.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Payton outside. Pass to Anabogu. The kick out to Anderson. Here's Giles. Defended by George. Shoots from 12. Rebounded by Holmes. Under trailing by 3. Outside, George. 23 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And pushing it up, here's Seattle. Anderson with the ball. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Adams with the screen on Payton. Holmes, that's a screen. Mason kicks to McLemore. Over Richardson. And we'll be back with you shortly. Thanks for tuning in as we get back to the action of our broadcast here of Game 6. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Seattle. Guys?
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
Seattle leading by 5. Here are the 5 for Seattle to start the second quarter. Reed out there with Payton. Then it's Josh Richardson, and it's Giles in at the 4. And here's Richardson, looking for his first basket still in this one. And Rashawn Holmes gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Giles, guarded by Holmes. 5 to shoot. And it's Giles missing.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
On deep, McLemore. That shot is off. Seattle goes the other way with it. The feed now to Reed. Expanding his range. Rebounded by Holmes. Holmes got 5 rebounds tonight. Mason against Richardson. That's good, and the Seattle lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Adams.
Attacking on the interior, I like that attitude.
Feeds it to Richardson. There's a good screen. He dishes it to Reed. Here's Anabogu. Out to Payton. Pass to Giles. He feeds it to Richardson. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Second shot opportunity. Reed misses. Joseph against Reed. Joseph the pass to Holmes. He kicks to McLemore. Holmes, that's a screen. Oklahoma City shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And the first one drops. And the Thunder making a switch here. Ferguson's checked in. And Mason drops them both.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Pass to Reed. Here's Anabogu. Poke loose. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession. Trey Lyles checked in for Giants. Reed with it. Now defended by McLemore. Lyles inside. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Mason against Payton. Adams with the screen on Payton. Mason up top on the pass to Adams. Just 4 to shoot. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. The dish to Richardson. Lyles kicks to Payton. Down low. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
The defense looks done right now. No hustle or real desire to get stops.
Here's Mason. Here's Adams. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
Oh, easy putback. No one got a body on him.
If there's one thing you're trying to minimize, it's second chance opportunities. Poor defensive rebounding for them.
Now Richardson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Anabogu, no good.
That was against good defense. He tried to sneak it in, though. We've seen him do it plenty of times.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Payton passes to Anabogu. Richardson kicks to Reed. To the paint. Pass to Lyles. And Adams sends it back. That's out of bounds. Seattle will retain possession. A different look for Oklahoma City. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for McLemore. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Mason. And Seattle also making a change. Bridges checks in.
No surprise, in a battle of wheels down low, the big man comes away with it.
Westbrook dishes to Robertson. To the paint. Here's Adams. It's hauled in by Lyles.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Here's Bridges. Kicks it to Reed. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. Inside, here's Lyles, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Oh, going high to throw that one down.
Sky high, fantastic one-hand jam. Westbrook passes to Adams. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Dishes to Reed. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Reed's got his first bucket in this one.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
But it can in the painted area. Regardless, he's crafty enough to get up a good shot.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
What I love is he takes the right angle, affects the shot without fouling.
And it's Seattle with another. Here's Westbrook. Pass to Ferguson. The feed to Joseph. He dishes it to Adams. They set the screen. Shoots off the screen. Rebounded by Anabogu. Anabogu's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Passes it to Bridges. Here's Anabogu. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
You know, I love the effort just to get a hand in there. He is disrupting the offensive flow.
And the Thunder making a change here. George is checked in. And then for Seattle, he's checked in for Anabogu. And it's Powell in for Josh Richardson. Westbrook, no good.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Deontay Davis is checked in for Seattle. Now the pass to Chi. Down low. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Seattle shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for the Thunder. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
That's a huge advantage, having a big guy who can shoot free throws like this.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Holmes, that's a screen. Outside for George. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Seattle leading by 5. Feeds it to Reed. In the corner, Powell with it. Hits it from 3-point range. Powell's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And what it looks like now, guys, their confidence is growing, and so is this lead.
But they can't just sit back and enjoy it. They need to keep up the momentum.
Chi passes to Reed. Here's Chi. He's covered by Westbrook. Pass to Chi. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. The free throw drops for Chi.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
And Seattle making a change here. Anderson's checked in to end the run. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. That's now 8 points for George.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
Davis with a screen on Westbrook. Here's Chi, defended by George. Kept alive, the dish to Powell. Right side, Davis. Second chance shot. Thunder with the rebound. Here's Ferguson, looking for his first basket still in this one. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Pass to Holmes for Davis. Holmes can't get it to go in.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Here's Chi. And Roberson pulls it down. Under trailing by 7. 32 seconds left in the first half of the game. To the middle, it's stolen by Davis. It's Anderson with the drive. Passes it to Bridges. He feeds it to Davis. He kicks it to Powell. Davis, the pass to Bridges. Back to Davis. The pass to Bridges. Dishes it to Anderson. And the call will be against Justin Anderson. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Westbrook. That shot off the mark. And so it's Seattle, heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their defense has been very effective in locking down Russell Westbrook. We'll return shortly.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. What a showing tonight. A sold-out building is where the action is happening. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Checking out Seattle, they clearly can sense how close they are to wrapping up the series in 6 games. They'd love to close it out here and avoid a Game 7. Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
Well, what's really shifted the game in their favor has been their rebounding. They got a good edge on the boards, and that's a product of their hard work. All 5 guys have been battling, putting everything they have to fight on the glass. That needs to remain the focus for 2 more quarters if they want to hang on to their lead.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Oklahoma City?
Well, obviously, they were outshot. I thought they mailed it in too many times in terms of their effort. People weren't moving, they weren't screening, and they definitely weren't hustling. They need to hit the ground running to be competitive in the second half, or they could get blown out.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. Welcome back as we get set to continue our coverage of this round 1 playoff matchup. Steven Adams with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And through the first 2 quarters, they went to him repeatedly.
Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Adams is out there with Holmes, and it's George in at the 3. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half. Here's Robertson. It's George on the wing, down to 5 on the shot clock. Buries the long-range jumper.
And there's never been any question about George's 3-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the 3 at a ridiculous rate.
Powell kicks to Anderson. And there's the feed to Davis. Powell with the screen. It's deflected. Outside, George. Oh, good on the triple. Seattle leading by 4. Davis kicks to Powell. Pass to Bridges. Davis sets a screen. Shot off the screen. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Holmes got 6 rebounds here tonight. 90 seconds now into the second half. And Robertson kicks to Westbrook. That one goes. Count it.
And I love the confidence and energy Westbrook plays with. Just an excellent scorer once he gets good position inside.
Davis against Adams. Payton kicks to Anderson. Feeds it to Powell. That's out of bounds. Seattle will retain possession. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now.
A very disappointing start to this half. 3 attempts with nothing to show for it.
It's good from in tight. Powell's got 5 points so far.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Holmes passes to Westbrook. Screen by Adams. Westbrook kicks to Holmes. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
kicks to Anderson. He dishes it to Payton. To the inside. Here's Bridges. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got 5 rebounds tonight. Oklahoma City trailing. And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Westbrook missing again. And here's Seattle. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Davis dishes to Powell. Davis against Adams. And Davis throws it down hard.
Oh, he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. And George kicks to Roberson. Back to George. Adams sets the pick for George. They get it back. Holmes. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
For Oklahoma City, they have made 3 of 5 free throw attempts. Corey Joseph's checked in for Roberson. And then for Seattle, Anabogu's checked in for Deontay Davis. Trey Lyles comes in for Justin Anderson. And Josh Richardson subbed in for Powell. Kicks it out to Richardson. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Here's Lyles. The dish to Payton. Out left to the wing. Pass to Lyles. Here's Anabogu. Shoots over Holmes. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Steven Adams picks one up for Seattle. They have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8. Good on both. Thunder trailing by 6. Outside Westbrook. Here's George. Another shot. And there's the nice layup by Adams. Adams has got 14.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Passes to Anabogu. It's Richardson on the wing. Here's Anabogu, guarded by Holmes. Here's Bridges, gets to the corner and buries it. And it's Oklahoma City's ball. 6-point game. Westbrook with it. Holmes, that's a screen. Here's the screen. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Shot clock at 5. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession. And the Thunder making a switch here. Mason's checked in. Seattle leading by 6. Payton kicks to Richardson. Here's Anabogu. Adams defending. Bridges passes to Lyles. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Holmes got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Mason. It's not going to go for him. Seattle goes the other way with it. Richardson the pass to Anabogu. Here's Lyles. And there's the pass to Bridges. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Payton. A rebound by Mason. Thunder trailing by 6. He kicks to Adams. Holmes, that's a screen. Nobody near George. Another shot. Holmes, good. Holmes got 4 this quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Payton kicks to Lyles. Pass to Bridges. Here's Here's Anabogu. Kicks it out to Richardson. Pass to Bridges. Here's Lyles. Defended by George. A 15-footer. Thunder with the rebound.
Just hasn't had his night, but his teammates are picking up the slack.
And Joseph kicks to George. Holmes, that's a screen. Adams with the screen on Bridges. George. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And this will be his second and third shots to the line here. And McLemore, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Giles checked in for Seattle. Seattle leading by 3. Passes it to Lyles. Joseph against Richardson. Here's Anabogu. Pass to Giles. Out to the right wing. Here's Lyles. Bangs home the trifecta. Lyles got 7 points in the game.
And they've gotten very aggressive on the offensive glass here in the second half, getting a lot of second chance points.
Mason dishes to McLemore. No good that time. Seattle goes the other way with it. Here's Giles. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Back to Payton. Stolen by Mason. Outside, George. That's good, and the Seattle lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from McLemore.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpointed.
Kicks it out to Richardson. They get it back. Pass to Giles. Here's Lyles. He feeds it to Payton. Out to the wing. Here's Giles. Good on the short little jump shot. Giles has got his first 2 points of the night. Thunder trailing by 6. Outside, George. Holmes, that's a screen. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and it's George missing.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Lyles passes to Payton. Here's Lyles. Dishes it to Richardson. Stolen by Joseph. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. George with the bucket. Seattle leading by 4. Payton kicks to Richardson. Pass to Giles. The pass to Anabogu. And the shot is long.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They need it much better. Better execution that trip down the floor.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Seattle ahead, up 4. And we'll have the start of the 4th quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Guys, good job hitting ahead. That means we're running, which is good, okay?
And we're back to the action here in this round 1 matchup. Thunder trailing by 4 on the floor for Seattle. Anderson is out there with Giles. Then there's Norman Powell. Then there's Richardson. And it's Davis at the 5. Here's Roberson. The feed to Mason. Just 4 to shoot. And Davis sends it back. Inside. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Ben McLemore.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Free throw good, Giles. And so he hits both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Pass to Ferguson. Now here's Holmes. Feeds to McLemore. To Holmes. Got a hand on it. Kicks it to Powell. 13 feet away. And a little luck that time, but it drops. And Seattle leads by 8.
And this is the value of letting the play develop. You find the weakness in the defense.
Passes it to Holmes. He dishes it to McLemore. Holmes, that's a screen. With the floater, McLemore, no good.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
Pass to Giles. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. There's the dish to Richardson. He gives them a double-digit lead.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
There's the pass to Roberson. He kicks to McLemore. Back to Robertson. Holmes, that's a screen. Here's Roberson, guarded by Powell. Oklahoma City gets it back.
Wow, another opportunity. Just everything going their way. Pretty much the story of this game.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Dishes it to Richardson. And Rashawn Holmes gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for the Thunder. Westbrook comes in for Mason. Payton, he's checked in for Seattle. Giles. Ferguson with the rebound. Ferguson's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Coming down the stretch here, holding the lead. You like him to be more efficient offensively.
And Adams kicks to Westbrook. Here's Roberson. Screen by Adams. Robertson dishes to Adams. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, the defender all over.
The first one falls. Bridges, he's checked in for Giles. And so Adams nails both of them. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here, Seattle leading by 8. Anderson outside. Pass to Bridges. Payton outside. The shot's good. Payton's got the lead up to 10 now for Seattle.
And a high percentage look there, and he takes full advantage. Bumps up the lead.
Yeah, the lead now is double digits. Some tricky matchups out there. Not a lot of solutions.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Billy Donovan's huddle with his team. He got into him pretty hard. He said, we are being way too soft in there. We need some toughness, and I need some defense. No more easy baskets. Pretty strong words, guys.
Thank you, David.
And there it is, on a night when he's been so efficient handling the basketball. That's his first real mistake.
And Davis can't get it to go.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Fantastic rim protection. That's not in his wheelhouse to overcome.
Now here's Anderson. The feed now to Powell. To the middle. Puts it up from 7. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And the first one drops. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And so here is Oklahoma City, down by 12. Roberson the pass to Adams. There's a good screen beyond the arc. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Now here's Anderson. He's guarded closely. Offensive rebound. Feeds to Powell. Passes it to Bridges. Out to Payton. This one for 3. Powell dishes to Davis. Shoots over Adams. Davis sets a screen. Powell the pass to Bridges. And they finally get it to go. A full night's work on the boards in one trip down the floor.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And here's McLemore. Adams sets the pick for McLemore. Lets a floater go. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, he could have made a better choice. He left him an easy one. Let's see how he plays the next screen.
Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for the Thunder. Davis against Adams. Davis kicks to Powell. Second shot opportunity. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
The free throw drops for Powell. Paul George is checked in for McLemore. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Thunder trailing by 13. Now George. Pass to Holmes. Back to George. And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Kicks to Powell. To the inside, Davis. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Holmes got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Now the dish to George. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. George has got 19 points.
And George just has that extra gear. Well, once he kicks into it, it is nearly impossible to stop.
Powell, the pass to Bridges. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. Steven Adams picks one up.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
Woo! One of his favorite moves right there, guys. And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Got a hand on it. A second chance effort. A putback. It's good on the putback.
And that's an important rebound, especially on a night where the board work has not been their best.
Anderson outside. Here's Bridges. An easy 2 points on the layup. And Seattle leads by 11.
You know, as ice cold as he was in the first half, that's how hot he has been since the break. No one can match up with him right now.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
And now a chance to check out some of the tremendous play tonight from our Jordan player of the game.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
And he'll head into the second round with his confidence at its highest level. He couldn't have picked a better time to take his game up a notch. Robertson dishes to George. Adams with the screen on Anderson. Here's Westbrook. A shot's good on the assist by George. And it's 6 points for Russell Westbrook.
A good screen made all the difference. It led to an open look.
The pass to Bridges. Outside for Davis. And Adams sends it back. Here's Robertson. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And on the defensive side, just a failure to match up.
Well, the one thing you want to take away is anything at the rim. Just too easy.
Powell kicks to Anderson. Here's Bridges. Second chance effort. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Love the extra possessions. Defense has them stopped, but can't control the boards.
And that one falls for Bridges. Under trailing by 10. Here's Robertson. Adams sets the pick for George. Over Davis. And it's Westbrook. That time on the assist by George. George has got his fourth assist with that last one here tonight. A minute 20 left in the fourth quarter. Payton passes to Bridges. Shoots over Holmes. But he stays with it. Dishes to Powell. He feeds it to Davis. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. Shot clock at 5. Goes back up. And it's laid in by Payton. Payton's got 4 points now in the quarter.
It's fine to extend your defense to try and create turnovers, but guys have to help each other.
That's been a problem for them all game. Teamwork is something you just can't turn on and off.
Pass to Powell. He dishes it to Davis. The kick out to Anderson. Payton passes to Bridges. Shoots over Holmes. Tries it from 9. It's hauled in by Adams.
And unfortunately, it's time for them to say night-night.
There's some big-time teaching moments tonight. Hopefully, they become a better team for it.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
The momentum is building, scoring in a bunch of ways. That's why his number keeps getting called.
Seattle calls timeout. They lead by 8. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
You know, I'm not sure why you call a timeout this late. I mean, the game is more or less over.
I'm not questioning that either, but he clearly hasn't given up on this one quite yet.
Pass to Chi. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a dejected group of guys. I mean, they've got a lot of pride, and just hadn't happened for them here tonight.
The most important thing to remember, it's not over, but they have to step up on both ends to have a chance.
And they do it. They'll move on to round 2. It took them 6 games to do it, Greg, but they finally asserted themselves and move on to round 2.
And I really think it benefits a team to have a competitive series in round 1. It gets those playoff juices kind of flowing, if you will. Prevents any kind of complacency from setting in.
Well, that'll do it for now. Glad you could join us for the first round of the Western Conference Playoffs. Now, for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. See you later.